Catalyst. Do not engage.
Hey, what's up everybody, this is Hollaring Ice here, and I'm going to talk about E3. Now this video is pretty late, but I do have an explanation. I had exams, my school year is finished, so I have the entire summer to make videos, and I intend on doing so. So, yeah, this is a late coverage, but in case any of you missed anything, I'm going to cover everything we've known about in the past 2 weeks, so I've got a little bit more than just E3. I'm not going to go too in-depth about Call of Duty mainly, because I want to make a separate video on that, but yeah, we'll go into detail about that later. So I'm just going to name off some games that I thought really stood out at E3. So Titanfall was the big one. I guess everybody really liked that game. I thought it looked interesting. I don't think it looked like the best game, but it looked really good. It's made by I don't remember what the developers, what the company's called, but it used to be Infinity Ward who made, Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare series. So yeah, it looks good. Another game is called The Division. It's a Ubisoft Tom Clancy game. You fight in it's like a squad-based multiplayer MMO type game. You fight in a destroyed New York City, of course. Where else would it be? And it's just I don't know. It's basically everybody. No one has to work anymore, and everyone has to fight for themselves. So that means if no one works, that means water doesn't get there's no maintenance on water, so water shuts down. People don't deliver food to the grocery store, so eventually people will run out of food, and so on and so on. Stuff will break down. No one will be there to fix it unless it's your own and you're a mechanic or something, or just really handy. Then yeah. So it looks pretty interesting. There's 4 players. You can actually use the new tablet to play as a drone. I'm not sure. Yeah. So it's 4 people in your squad type thing, and then you've got a drone. Another game that really stood out, and I think it might be finally is going to be the contester. It's going to really fight well against Call of Duty. It's Battlefield 4. People really like this game. I mean, I have Battlefield 3. I like Battlefield 3 sometimes. Sometimes I get really pissed off, but for the most part, I like it. But this game's multiplayer it's basically, I would say, it's Battlefield 3.5. The graphics are pretty much the same as far as I can see. I think the sun was toned down a bit because it was way too bright in Battlefield 3, and there's a little bit more destructibility, but not as much as you would think. It's a little bit misleading when you see the multiplayer trailer. It shows a building topple over, but you can only do it to that specific building. You can't do it to every building in the entire game. Another game that obviously stood out to everyone who's probably watching is probably interested in Call of Duty Ghosts. I'm not going to talk too much about that, but they did talk about the dog and underwater warfare. By the way, what you're seeing right now is Call of Duty Ghosts gameplay. It's campaign, not multiplayer, obviously, but yeah. And another game I talked about in my last video, and when I talked about the Xbox reveals, Quantum Break. They didn't really show too much about it. They showed a little bit of a cinematic scene, more than we saw last time though. It was some woman who time stopped. He grabbed her arm, and then she came out of this sort of time-space continuum breakage. I'm not sure what it was, but then she could move, but the helicopter was crashing or something, whatever it was, explosive. But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of confused. I don't know how to explain it really. You kind of have to watch it. I can't really get every single video in my description, but if you go check out Xbox.com, I'm sure they have a lot of this stuff there. Or just go to your Xbox dashboard and they have a selection there. Another game that I don't know if they announced this beforehand, but The Witcher 3. I've never played Witcher before. I know of it, but I've never played it before. But apparently it's really good. It's an RPG game. You play as some dude. He's got really skin-tight uniform. I'm not sure what happens, but it looks fine. I mean, I like RPG games. I like Fallout a lot and Skyrim. Those are really good games. And there are other RPG games, I don't know. But another game is Forza 3. Now, we talked about it last time. It looked pretty good. The graphics looked good. They had the car came out of the ground. I'm pretty sure that was at the Xbox review. No, that was at E3. They had a car that came out of the ground. It was a really rare car. It was pretty cool. But yeah, that looks like a pretty good game. They talked about how I'm not a huge racing game person, but their AIs are no longer. They said they're no longer AIs. It's cloud-based. They learn how you race, and they adapt to how you race, so they can get better. Another one that was Project Spark. That's a new game on the Xbox, and it looks pretty cool actually. You basically get to design and create your own video game using whatever. You can create your own world. You can put villages. You can put enemies. You can make a rock bounce up and down and follow you as your pet and attack people. I'm not even joking. I am not even joking. You think you're laughing right now? I'm not laughing. You're laughing? I am not laughing at all. Go look it up, and they play a pretty cool song in the trailer. I like it. Another one, I'm sure you're all wondering why I'm not talking about this, is Dead Rising 3. That looks pretty awesome. Dead Rising 3 looks incredible. We're not seeing Frank West anymore. It's not Chuck Green. Some new guy, I don't even know his name. I think it was like Rodriguez or something. I don't know. Yeah, he's Mexican. But not to be racist or anything. I just want to make sure I'm not coming across like that. But another game that it looks really good, by the way. The world is a city now. It's not a mall. It's a city, and you can drive cars way more. You know, way better. It's just you're not constricted to a small space that you can drive a car. But anyways, yeah. So as I said, there's a tablet, and it can be used with the following games. As this is the main games: Division, Battlefield 4, because in Battlefield 4 they reintroduced some sort of commander mode that used to be in Battlefield 2 and 2142 or something. I don't know what the game was, but it used to be an old game mode. Project Spark and Dead Rising 3. I remember they called it. They called it some sort of missile strike to blow up a bunch of zombies in Dead Rising 3. That was pretty cool. All right, so to get off games, they just announced some one thing which is pretty cool, which I might be able to use if my fan base gets, if the fan base on Hollaring Ice gets bigger, is Twitch. They had a contract with Twitch or something, or a partnership with Twitch. So now you can snap. We talked about that before, how you can open up a little window on the side of your screen, snap Twitch open, start a live stream on twitch.tv, let everyone know you're doing, and then you can see how many people are watching you, and then you can see the feed of people commenting, talking about it, and it looks pretty cool. Another thing is that gamers, you can record your game. You don't need a PVR. Well, you need a PVR, I guess, for what I would be doing, but you can record your game, you can edit the game, and then you can upload this video clip, and it'll even sense, like the game, I don't know, the video thing knows when something cool is going to happen, but, and then you can just upload it to some sort of database, I guess, where you can share it with your friends. Another cool thing, which I might actually use, is Day 1 digital game release, so you can buy Dead Rising 3 as soon as it comes out off your Xbox instead of having to go down and wait for it at the store, which I think is good. Another huge thing is that Xbox completely changed their DRM. So beforehand, you had to check in every 24 hours on the internet, and everyone was complaining because apparently this was a huge deal. I don't know why they're complaining so much, but because I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be connected to the internet, and everyone who's complaining is complaining on the internet too. They're complaining on the internet why checking into the internet on their Xbox is going to be an issue. Not sure how that works, but you know. PlayStation people, I guess. I don't know. There's always those people. Always going to be haters. You can also share your games now. So how Sony made that smart, smart ass remark on how you do it. This is how you share games. You just pass it to the person next to you. That's how you do it. You can do that on Xbox now. Everyone's saying, oh no, they're just stealing something the PlayStation 4 already had. It's been there for 10 years. In fact, it's been there for more than 10 years. It's been there since discs and cartridges on your Game Boy were there. So it's nothing new. It's exactly what we've seen. So that's pretty much everything. I just want to say that the Xbox One, they've announced that it's going to cost $500, and it releases November 27th, according to Amazon. Oh, by the way, they also talked about Splinter Cell Blacklist, mercenaries versus spies. So that's going to be in there. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. They didn't really talk about that game Rise. That was pretty interesting. I'm really looking forward to that game. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that they've talked about that was major for the Xbox. You know, they did announce they did show the new headset. I don't know if I'm able to show a picture on there. If I can find one, maybe I will. I don't know. But if not, you can just Google search it. They're changing the port, but something what I really like is if you look at your Xbox headset right now, if it's near you, and you see halfway down the cord, there's that little thing that can change your game volume and your sound, voice volume. That's now at the very bottom, and you just plug that straight to the bottom of your Xbox controller. It's like a big, not big, but it's like a pad. It's at the bottom. If you look it up, you'll know what I mean. It's hard for me to kind of explain it. I don't know why. But it does look pretty good. It looks good quality, like that's what they said. Of course, they're saying it. Company. But anyways, yeah, it looks good. I'm satisfied that the headset looks like that right out of the box. So yeah, if you could, anyways, yeah, if you could like, favorite, comment, subscribe, that'd be awesome. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.